Good evening, everybody. Time for the Beatles group on guitar. If you need the sheet music, you'll run over to denverguitarorchestra.com. And send me an email. You should have already have done that. Whoops. Control Z. Control Z. Because on Thursday nights the song sheets are available via email. Everything else we do around here is posted on the website, mostly. We have multiple levels of books and multiple playing skills. Start you off in any way you want, starting you on fingerstyle, running you all the way up to classical guitar. Let's see here. Make sure the link is working. Click. And it appears to be. Yep. I didn't shave today, or yesterday either. my face is on fire. I'm gonna close the door. The cat has come and gone, and so he doesn't need to be hanging out with us anymore. I think I'm in tune. I guess we ought to stick this on Twitter real quick. Make people jealous. 285 Beatles on the guitar. HTTPS // denverguitarorchestra.com. Okay, we're all set. Let me put the logo on there. And tonight, guys, as you're logging in, first of all, let me know if the sound is good. Should be. We've been pretty consistent here lately. And then let me know what you want to play tonight. It's we have a new version of Here Comes the Sun. Outside of that, everything else is stuff we've been working on. So feel free to type in the chat bar which piece you want to work on tonight. I'm 100% okay with that. And we'll just pick them at random. If you don't pick them, I pick them, kind of thing. So just soon have you guys pick them. Yeah, we usually do get 4 or 5 each Thursday night. And close that window. Close that window. Leave that one open. Close that window. All right, now we're all set. Let's see. Hi, everybody. Arlo is in first thing tonight. Good to see you, Arlo. Elizabeth is also in. A couple of Coloradans there. Vic is in from Oregon. Evelyn in from Ecuador. Sound is good. Looking forward to the Beatles. I'm looking forward to it, too. I always... This Thursday night, it's funny because, this is sort of the last big thing I do each week. And sometimes, week by week, you kind of get beat up and you're just like, oh, gosh. But once I actually sit down and I get ready to play, then it's like, oh, this is why we do this. And so, yeah, I'm going to try to get this out of your screen and yet still do me a little bit of good. There's a little orange glow there. Pretend we're playing guitar by the fireplace. How about that? Let's see. William's in. Hey, Bill. Let's see. Vic, in ensemble, how does one know what to play? Play chords or melody? Great question. And Elizabeth asked for something, so let's go ahead and pull something up. And I'll tell you how ensemble works generally. What I have done in the past is with the ensemble sheet music, we take the sheet music that you guys have been playing here, and I like to, I love it when we have a chance to play a piece of music a dozen times prior to putting it to the ensemble experience, because then I know those places it works, those places that are a challenge and what have you. And then when I sit down to write the ensemble music, I basically pull up exactly the stuff you guys have been working on and then just sort of make it bigger and fancier, more, do a few more repeats, add in a few extra lines. So usually on the ensemble music, I usually have the main melody line. Occasionally I will do a counter melody, something that sort of benefits that. That's usually for more sophisticated pieces. And then we always have the chord line, of course. A lot of times I'll write out an arpeggio for those. And there's even times when we'll write out a bass line. So if we have something that sounds particularly cool and we need somebody to go through the whole entire piece. We've had those things. So you will write out different lines of things that I think sound good, built off of these solo pieces. And we always include the tough uke line, or tough axe line, but we don't expect anybody to play that in orchestra. Now, some people choose to do that because they like the challenge, but for the most part, what people do is they just choose what they want to play, and I've really sort of left it open ended for that, to let people pick whatever part they want. So people have a tendency to gravitate to whatever they enjoy playing. Christy has a tendency to gravitate towards arpeggio playing. Francis has a tendency to gravitate toward melody playing. Got a few other players. Marianne jumps to mind that generally would prefer to play chords. So I usually let people self-select that. We're probably getting to the point in our orchestra where players are pretty good. And so we may end up having to be like, well, all right, now you have to switch parts. And we have had that happen where we've had not enough melody players. And so I asked a couple people to switch, and people are really good about doing that. So, yeah, so in assigning the parts, I guess, Vic, the short answer is I let you pick. And then sometimes I ask you to change. But for the most part, it's self-selected. And usually for the orchestra music, I'll go into a little bit more detail than's on the paper here. So on this paper, obviously, you have chords, you have melody, you have tough axe. We don't play tough axe in orchestra because we don't need to. So you end up with melody and chords. And then we just want to flesh that out. So sometimes, adding in a second melody line or a bass line or an arpeggio line to what's already here. And of course, because I'm always under the gun to get sheet music written, I'm not going to change it that much from the stuff you've been working on. So if you're getting pretty comfy with melody, you're going to be pretty comfy with melody when we get to orchestra. The only thing that's different is sometimes we'll expand a song. So it would like something. If we sit down and play it, probably would take us 2.5 minutes to play. When I get to orchestra, I like to have it be longer than that. And so sometimes we'll pick sections to repeat. Sometimes we'll combine two songs, that type of thing. So hopefully that gives you some insight as to what ensemble play will look like. And of course, this year we're going to add in Zoom, so we'll have you guys that are wanting to join in and put your skills, test yourself against that situation. We'll have another opportunity. The biggest difference in orchestra is because we're not focused in on tough acts, we can increase the speed because generally speaking, you're playing a little bit easier part. If you just have to play something in the way she moves. Attracts me like no other lover, right? If that's all you have to do, you can play at a faster speed, theoretically. Or if you're... Right. And so playing at a faster speed isn't quite as scary as when we're playing tough uke and you have so much work to do. So, All right, let's play something. Hopefully that answered your question, Vic. We're going to play down to measure 9, and then we're going to come back to the top, and then we just play through to the end. Metronome set at 80, so that should send you the message, hey, we're going to play this pretty slow. And grab your C chord. And again, as always, guys, this is level 4. This is a part where I don't spend a ton of time going over all the details of the song, but I do feel like if there's weird spots in there that we need to talk about, we'll stop and talk about them, and then we'll play the whole song again. And also, what was I going to say along those lines? At this level, you are being a smart musician, right? If you're like, I don't know what chord. If you're playing along on one line and you're like, I don't know what that is, skip up, jump up, play the melody line, jump back down. If you get to a chord that's just not going to happen, you just skip it, right? I mean, be an effective musician at this level, and hopefully that works for you. All right, something 4-beat counting as written. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. I saw that big old mess of numbers and I thought that's an F chord, and I went to F instead of C7. So that's why it sounded weird. From the top, second time through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Phew, that was a little bit more work than I needed it to be. My hands feel cold, so maybe that. I blame it on the temperature of the room. That's what we blame it on. Find some reason why you failed, and blame it on that, as long as it's not you. All right, one more time. Let's play it again. Isn't that a pretty song? I think the arrangement's good, you guys. I really do. There's one note that I don't like. Get rid of that note right there. See how that goes. All right. One more time. Let's see how we do. Hopefully everybody's feeling good. Good to see all you guys here tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, sorry. Goof up the next to last measure. Always. What am I doing? Okay, put a 3 there and get rid of that 0. All right. What do you think? How are we playing? Everybody happy? In the chat bar, type in what songs you want to play tonight, guys. Otherwise, I'll pick a few. I don't know if we played that one lately. That is actually pretty hard, right? But not as hard as some of the others, but it's really kind of got a nice, pleasant way about it. And I will talk to you guys in just a minute about some other songs I've been working on, Beatles wise. And sometimes they surprise you. Sometimes you're like, I don't really like that song, and then all of a sudden you love it when you play it. Other times you find a song and you're like, man, I love that song, and you play it, and then you're like, not that great. So whatever. Everything's different. All right, let's see. If you don't tell me, I tell you. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that we were pretty close to the top of the list last week. So let's go and pick. Actually, Here Comes the Sun was new this week. Most of you guys got it. It didn't change from the melody-wise, but some of the playability issues changed. So why don't we grab Here Comes the Sun, play through that, and make sure that I haven't made any additional tragedies happen here in the business of rewriting, or not rewriting it, but just reformatting it and changing the fingering on a few of the moments. So let's play Here Comes the Sun. And of course, if there's something specific you want to play, I'd love for you to put that into the chat bar. And if there's a part of you that's like, gosh, all this is really hard, I hope we don't play anything. I'd rather just sit around and chat. I'd rather talk about guitars you'd need to buy. We used to have guys that come in the shop when I worked at that guitar shop, and that's all they wanted to do. They weren't there to buy a guitar. They didn't need any music stuff. They just wanted to chat with somebody. So let's see. All right, Pauline and I are on the same wavelength. Here Comes the Sun. Aaron says, you probably will hate me, but I'm playing this on my Telecaster. Bwom da 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 dum, bwom da da dum, bwom da da dum, bwom bwom. I don't hate that, Aaron. I love that. I don't do it because electric guitars are like crack. And the problem with electric guitars is that you spend 0 time playing the electric guitar and 100% of your time shopping for pedals and amps. And so that's electric guitar is a gateway drug to as spending all of your days staring at reverb.com. All right, Here Comes the Sun. The main difference, guys, it fits on 3 pages now, thank God. And then that section 55 and 56, where the arrangement was super hard to play, it's a much easier thing to play now, but it still involves a little bit of agility with your bar chords. So when we get down there, we'll play down there, and then we'll stop it when we get down there. We'll talk about it just a little bit, so I can give you my thoughts on how to play the final 2 measures. But in not without surprise, page 2 is still relatively hard to play, but it's a lot easier that way with the newer version. So let's give it a try. Play down through 17, come back, play the first page again, and then play the second page, and then go into the third page where the 48 through 54 section that gets played twice. Arlo's on his 335, right? Yeah, and guys, you have to know, I am not against electric guitars at all. I absolutely adore them. I just know how I am, and if I have, the minute I get my next guitar will be a Gibson L5, one of those big old fat jazz guitars. And then, of course, then I get to go find a tube amp, and then I get to take that to the shop every other week, and then I get to buy 16 pedals and 3 of them, and then replace them, and the whole, and making sure I have the right cables and all of that stuff. It just turns into crazy. Here Comes the Sun. 1, 2, 3, 4. page. Okay, this is a new part. Just grab your 8 and then 2 10s. Okay, so just grab it just like that, an 8 with 2 10s, and then play that. Sorry. And then slide it all the way down to the 3 and the 2 5s. Grab your B minor shape. Okay, so it's 4 3 2. And then all zeros. And then this one is a little partial F shape. Okay, now I want to stop, and because then the last of this is just a repeat of the intro, but I want to go back to play this whole page again, maybe a little bit slower, just so you have a chance to try all of these new little shapes. So you've got, so start at 18, and let's just play it a little bit slower. Let me just count in your 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 2 3 4. Go ahead and go on from 40. Go. Back to 48. Index finger on 5, the rest of your fingers up on 7. Do that. And then switch, leave your, you're going to put a bar on 5, and you got to make sure to have probably your ring finger on 7. When you see that 3, you want to just slide down and put your C shape on, or sorry, G shape on. So the ending, again, 5's, 1 finger on 5, and then these 3 fingers up on 7. That's just a regular, this shape comes up a lot. Okay, so index finger on the 5, all 3 other fingers on 7, then play that. Bar with your 7, slide, And as you hit that 3, then you're putting on your what amounts to a G shape or F shape. And I'm slowing down a lot. That first 3, the very top, the next to the last 3, I'm treating it more like a quarter note. And then that. So it's not that the song instantly became playable, but it plays a little easier than when I had it before. Not that much easier. It's just kind of a hard song for those instrumental sections. And if I was in love with this song and I was thinking I'm going to play this for people, I would probably spend the entire time memorizing my motions on page 2, because page 2, you can even look at the notation. It's crazy. 2 4 3 8 5 8 4 4 2 4 3 8 5 8 4 4 2 4 3 8 5 8 4 4, right? And so you got a whole lot of changing rhythms through there, and it's just kind of it's a lot of work. So if you like the song, obviously put the work in and turn it into something. So there we go. All right, Here Comes the Sun. We had a chance to do that one. Somebody asked for While My Guitar Gently Weeps, so let's go grab that. Let's go grab Gently. While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Okay, look at all my notes on here. Boy. All right. Deep breath. While My Guitar Gently Weeps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. That's it. That's my version. Yeah, such as it is. Yeah, I think the whole thing works. I have a handful of personal notes on here for where to put my pinky and my thumb. Sometimes I follow them and it makes sense, and sometimes I don't follow them and terrible sounds come out of my guitar. So that's a good piece of music, right? And I'm pretty sure if you just play the melody, you're going to have a nice tune as well. Your friend, whoever's playing your duet with you, is going to not be that happy. Those chords are pretty challenging. All right, nice job, guys. How are we playing? Everybody happy? Since we're at the bottom of the list, let's go do yesterday. Let's see, I got one note to myself. I'll measure 16. You've got a forward repeat bar that doesn't need to be there. And I have a handful of other changes to the notation that I think eventually I will. Maybe I'll clean this up this week. The hard one here, measure 4. You've got a 6, 5, 7, right? So 5, 6, and 7. So that's this nasty little ugly thing here. And it's okay if you hit the open 5th string. So it's just this crazy F chord up the neck. There are no good F chords in this neighborhood, so this is as close as we get. Alright, so if you just remember to get your middle finger on the 6th of the 2nd string, and then the other two index finger, which essentially is serving as your bar, and your ring finger up there. I think that moment there is kind of unpleasant. Everything else is sort of standard issue chords. But the only other thing I've been doing, and you can decide if you want to do it on measure 9, I've added a bar of 5s underneath there, so at measure 9 you have that first bar 5. That's what's written, but I've been going ahead and doing all 5s. And then of course you got your 6 with your set surrounded by 7s. What the heck, am I missing it? So then I think it makes it better with all fives. That's what I've been doing anyway. I don't know necessarily if it made it better or not, but that's what I've been doing. Everything else is pretty straightforward. And yeah, at some point, when I decide, yep, I finally have this the way I want it to be played, then I will, of course, repost the music. Let's see, Elizabeth, do electric guitar people wear earplugs to save their hearing? Back in the old days, no. These days, you are insane if you do not. I mean, it's just that simple. Yeah, they what they do these days actually is actually kind of cool. The earplugs you wear are actually hooked to Bluetooth speaker systems, so you can actually, it's not just sticking earplugs in your ears, but you put the system on. And a lot of times these days, even guys who really care, they'll put on a full headset. And then you can adjust how much sound is coming into your ear and what type, and you know, and then of course you got all sorts of gadgets and things to adjust that as well, right? So I would say a lot of people don't take care of their ear health, and I'm thinking you're a musician and you're not Beethoven, so you're going to need your hearing. Oh, Aaron's playing his acoustically. All right, he's in deference to me. He's not plugged in with 17 pedals and a $2,500 tube amp that's broken. But yeah, I'd say these days it looks to me like almost all of the musicians are wearing those headsets that either hide in your ear or actually go over your ear to protect your hearing. It's just purely nuts if you don't, I think. All right. All right, there it is. Let's see how we play yesterday. Nice and slow. We weeping for yesterday. Down through 7, down through 15, and then 1 through the end again. So 3 times through, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top. There we go. We haven't played that in a couple weeks. It works. Works. Slow it down. That's slow song you can play whatever speed you want. Hey, couple notes. Where did I put the paper? I'll tell you. Michelle. Hey Jude. Let It Be. And Eleanor Rigby. I'm like, what am I? It's been all Beatles all the time for the last couple of days. Eleanor Rigby, Michelle, Let It Be, and whatever else I said. Those 4 songs are all but done in my computer. I gotta play through them a couple more times, and then I'm ready to ship them out to you. So please, guys, tonight or tomorrow, send me an email and say, "Yep, Gary, I'm ready for the 4 new Beatles tunes." That'll put us up to, I don't know how many. How many does that get us up to? I'm gonna go peek on the sheet music page. I think I have the comprehensive list over there. Maybe. No, I don't. So anyway, we have a bunch. Okay, so I want you to send me an email. Let me know that you're doing that. Now, most of you guys are regular attendees. Mostly, I know who you are, but don't count on me just remembering. I'll do a mass email out, and it's just easier if you'll just toss me an email. That gets at least most of you taken care of sooner, and then you'll have those. I will tell you, I'm in love with Michelle and with Eleanor Rigby. I thought Let It Be was going to be a way better song than it is. That's one of those songs I kind of like, but it turns out there's 2 lines there's essentially a total of 6 thoughts in there, which are all the same thought, and then Let It Be 4,000 times. So I really have fallen in love with that song, but I still have it there. And then what was the other one I was telling you? Shoot. Anyway, they're all on their way. They're all basically done, and I'm super excited about playing some 4 new songs with you. So I want you to get the song sheets early this week so that you have plenty of time for us to be in place for next week. Now let me double check. I don't think I have anything in the way of next week. Blink. Yeah, so next week we're fine, and so I'd like to play those 4 songs next week with you guys, and so just definitely before you forget, toss me an email and saying that, and then exactly what Aaron is asking. Hey, what about 8 days a week? And also Elizabeth, here, there, and everywhere. Please, I don't have any other burning agenda for anything else. I don't think. I basically wanted to do, if you go through the internet and they give you the Here's the Beatles' greatest tunes. You know, there's a handful, 10 or so, that always collect up at the top that are sort of well thought of, and we have done most of those at this point. And with this next batch, you will basically have done all of those that are sort of thought of as their greatest hits, and so you'll have all those. So here, there, and everywhere, and 8 days a week. I will add those onto my list and double check that I can put those together. But again, for all of you guys. I told you before, I want to have 20 songs done, Beatles wise, before I start thinking about what that would look like for an ensemble performance this fall. And so there's that. Also, those of you guys locally here, I get my last virus thing on Sunday. So a couple weeks after that, I'll probably be wanting a couple of you to come down and be guinea pigs for playing some duets and some trios and that type of stuff to get us back kind of in the groove for those of you guys who are up for it. We will be, of course, putting those on YouTube and practicing, setting up microphones and cameras and all that stuff. And so your mistakes will be immortalized forever in time, just like mine are every single day. And but it'll just be one of those things that we use as a rehearsal technique. And so we'll want those of you guys that are brave and willing to be filmed and videotaped and all that stuff to come down and hanging out with that. So so that's what's going on. Aaron says, hey, how about Zeppelin after that? We are definitely at some point in the future. For those of you guys who don't know, I did not grow up with this music. I grew up with heavy metal. And so Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, those guys are my music. And the biggest problem with that stuff is that very little of it really, really works on guitar. I mean, a handful of Stairway to Heaven is a miracle on the guitar, but on acoustic guitar. But a lot of those really don't. They just, we put them on acoustic guitar, but they just don't really carry the same weight that way. So there will be a day, Aaron, you and I will sit down, we'll come up with a really decent set of acoustic versions of heavy metal, and it'll be cool. Aaron says, I'm down with being a guinea pig. I don't mind being on tape. So, and she's leaving home. Bill, that's either a Beatles song or that is a dire notice that your wife has said, that's it, I'm done with you and the guitar, I'm out of here. I don't think I know the song She's Leaving Home, but I will look it up. How about that? I better make myself some notes as I'm saying, yep, we can do that, yep, we're going to do that, yep, we're going to do that. Let's pick one last song for our outro tonight. How about Norwegian Wood? You guys up for that one? You want to do more Norwegian Wood? Would that make you? Would you not freak out if we did that? All right. So I got 8 days a week. Here, there, and everywhere. Here, there, everywhere. And She's Leaving Home. What's that Metallica song I was working on, Aaron? Shoot, I had about half done, and then things, it just got stuck in my computer. I'm trying to remember what I was working on that. Let's see, Bill, haha. I hope that's a joke. My favorite. From Sgt. Pepper. Okay, good. She's Leaving Home. I'll look it up. Yeah, it's interesting. Beatles have, I read, there's 277 songs. And I went down the list, and the first 270 of them I had never heard of. So I probably know all of them, but you don't know the names necessarily. So I'll take a look at it, Bill. See what we can do with that. Norwegian Wood is what I said. So let's see if we can make it that our outro tonight. Yeah, Metallica is good. It is good. It's that one. That's the one I was working on. I don't remember what that one's called. All right, remember the block up at the top isn't exactly right. I got things off by about a measure. Play the top part, the first 8 measures twice. Then we play down to, where do we play to? Play down to 39. Then we come back again and we play down to 39. And then on the last time, the third time through, when you get to 24, then you jump to 40. Okay, so you play the top twice, then the first page 3 times, second page twice, and the bottom once. All right, that's all right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. B minor shape on 5. Doesn't that sound fun with the way that your guitar, if you just let it ring, bwom, bwom, bwom underneath there? That actually sounds pretty cool. All right. How are we doing on time? 3 minutes over. Not too bad. guys, I hope you're doing wonderful. I'm looking forward to things kind of settling down. Everything that I'm planning assumes that you are getting vaccinated and that you are doing the right things with your body to get so that we can start getting back together again. I did get a message from one person who says, "Hey, you know what? I had COVID. I don't think I'm going to get the vaccine," and we could definitely talk about that. It seems to me that if you had the, if you already got it, if you got it and you lived through it, I think that you're set, as far as I can tell, for antibodies and not being able to spread it around and that sort of stuff. So. Obviously, we want everybody to be safe and healthy, and we'll talk about whether masks and social distancing and all that stuff as we get back together. Those of you who are not in town, I'm going to find some way to make sure that we stay connected, and that this process of just playing this style of guitar is a meaningful part of your life. And hopefully you're figuring out a way to make this where it's fun and challenging at the same time. And also that you're, tossing communication to me as necessary. I try to be really communicative so you know what's going on, but I also know a lot of you guys have jobs and lives and businesses and families and cats and all that stuff. It's hard to keep up with everything. In my mind, the thing you can do the best of is just trying to sit down for a little while every day and putting that guitar in your lap and just playing a little bit. I don't see any substitute for that. And then, of course, showing up both here and in the daytime stuff if you can. And let's see, what else do I have going on? Yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. And I think Yellow Submarine. That's right, we're going to do a Yellow Submarine Octopus's Garden thing. Yeah, Yellow Sub / Octopus. Yeah, that for sure has got to happen. I those two songs I like. A lot of people don't like them, but I like them, so I want to make sure that happens. Thank you, Evelyn. It really beautiful music, right? And so hopefully you're playing in a way that makes you happy. As you guys remember, when you are playing guitar, you're going to make mistakes. You're building a house, and when you build anything, you see all the mistakes and everybody else sees a house. And so when you're playing guitar, accept the fact that there are a ton of mistakes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're playing the Beatles on guitar, and that's a wonderful group of songs here. Don't quite get it, not quite the age group where I understand the reverence that was had for this group, but I do think the music's fun to play, so absolutely. Vic says thanks everyone. Yeah, great music. Thanks for being here, Vic. Elizabeth, oh good. Maybe I won't wake up to Penny Lane every day now. Yeah, hopefully we shake Penny Lane out of your head a little bit. And Penny Lane's one of the harder ones to play too, right? So there you go. Playing Beatles is always a fun time. Yeah, heck yeah, Pauline. Love it. And Daytripper. All right, I'll put that on there too. Daytripper. I don't know if I know that one. Probably. That sounds familiar. All right, guys. Again, send me an email if you're ready for next week's tunes. And yeah, that's it. Have a wonderful night. I'll talk to some of you guys tomorrow. I'll see the rest of you next week. And plan a random act of kindness for somebody on your weekend, right? Do something silly for somebody. Get a vaccine and be safe. Don't let them tell you this thing's over. It is not. It's much worse than when it started. Practice. You guys are level 4, right? What are you going to do? You got to sit down with your guitar on a daily basis if you can. Show up. That's the ticket right there. If you're logged into the chat room or the YouTube, if you hit the thumbs up, I get a free puppy when you do that. And subscribe to the channel also. Sometimes if the website were to go down, the easiest way is just to go straight into YouTube and look for, have my channel pop up. And that's it. That's all I know. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys. In My Life. Beatles, In My Life. In My Life. That one I do know, and that one's nice. That's a good choice. Yeah, that's a good choice, Vic. Let's see. You're welcome, Aaron, Elizabeth, Sergeant Pepper. Okay. All right. Thanks, Arlo. Thanks, Bill. See you guys later. Have a great week, Sergeant Pepper. Okay. I think I got enough to keep me busy for a couple weeks. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you all later.